That's also another reason why it's important to watch as much basketball as possible. Not just your own game tapes, but like the NBA and college organized basketball where you're watching really skilled, experienced players. And so you can watch them, understand what they're doing, how and why they're doing it, what mistakes they're making, how and why they're making those mistakes, just to give yourself a better understanding of the game in general. The better you understand, the slower the game will become in your mind. But it's a matter of understanding and studying, and that takes experience and time. Rounding this out with how to evaluate yourself psychologically, which is my favorite aspect to focus on because psychological basketball is something that very few players ever consider, and the fewer players that consider it means those players don't have the knowledge and weapons that you do if you do focus on the psychological end of basketball. And really, when we're talking about evaluating yourself psychologically, I think it really just comes down to, are you having fun and enjoying yourself, or are you frustrated? There are all kinds of roads we could go down psychologically as players trying to evaluate ourselves, but to me, the biggest overall bottom line aspect psychological evaluation is, are you having fun? Because that's the definition of recreational basketball. It's to have fun. Now, if you're talking about being an organized player and you have real goals of trying to get a scholarship to college or go professional, that's different. But we're talking about out here recreationally, it's all about having fun. That's the bottom line. Now, you could say this channel is supposed to be about trying to be the very best basketball player you can be, but why? Why are you trying to be that best version of yourself? Because being the best basketball player you possibly can be is fun. So, are you having fun out here psychologically? How are you playing? And this, it stems from the physical and mental aspect of evaluating yourself. Because if you're struggling physically and or mentally, then you're probably not going to be having fun. If physically and mentally you're just everything's easy and you're not struggling, then you're probably having fun psychologically. Or you could have some kind of combination, which like I had, which was physically, I didn't really struggle, but I also didn't play as well as I would have liked. I was pretty much, to my low standards physically, but mentally, I was really good. Physically, I could keep up when dealing with the ramifications of the mental strategy and the way they were trying to play my opponents against me. But for the most part, I understood what they were doing. The game was moving slowly. I knew what was going on. I knew what they were trying to do. I understood it all. It was just physically trying to keep up with them. That was the problem. So you could say technically, physically, I underperformed, but mentally I overperformed. And you could have any kind of combination of that to lead to, okay, well then from a psychological standpoint, how do I evaluate myself? And for me, it was good enough. I'm not trying to get better as a basketball player at this point. I expected them to play much better than I did, which they did, but my team won. And we played to 15. I scored like 5 points. My teammate scored like 10. But that's probably like from a scoring standpoint, because I'm a passing player, right? I've never been a scorer. That's pretty good for me, even though I didn't play nearly as well as the other 3 guys out here. I still played well enough for my team to win and for me to walk away thinking, you know what? I could have played a lot worse,